Hello and welcome back to Throttle Up. The Maruti Suzuki Fronx has been talk of the town since January of this year because it was officially unveiled in the Auto Expo 2023 and for the right reasons. It is a different take on a crossover slash hatchback slash SUV because I'm kind of still confused as to where exactly does it sit, but yes, crossover would be the right term to use. It sits perfectly between the Maruti Suzuki Baleno and the Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara because in terms of design and style it picks a lot of elements from the Grand Vitara, but the chassis and the platform is obviously the Maruti Suzuki Baleno. I have covered it initially when it was unveiled in the Auto Expo, but now since all the variants are on display, this is the Delta variant, which is basically second from the base variant. It comes in 5 variants starting from Sigma, Delta, Delta Plus, Zeta and then Alpha. As for the engines, you get two engine options, one being the 1.2 naturally aspirated petrol and the second being the 1 liter turbo petrol. The Alpha and the Zeta, which are the top two variants, only get the 1 liter turbo petrol whereas option. The Sigma and the Delta, the first two variants, only get the 1.2 naturally aspirated petrol option. The Delta Plus gets both the engine options. As for the transmissions, manual and automatic is available in any variant across any engine, but the Sigma, the first variant, is only available in a manual transmission with the 1.2 naturally aspirated petrol. This one is specifically the 1.2 naturally aspirated Delta variant in the automatic transmission. This 1.2 petrol is a K series engine which produces a maximum power of 90 PS and a maximum torque of 113 Newton meters. It's a 4-cylinder engine. The hood obviously does not get any hydraulic struts, but it's relatively heavier than the previous Maruti, so that's nice. And this is how the engine looks like. There is some insulation provided on the bonnet so as to prevent cabin noise, so that's a nice touch really. Now coming to the front profile of the car, it does share a lot of resemblance to the Grand Vitara, but now since this is the lower variant of the Maruti Suzuki Fronx, this does not get the DRLs and the LED treatment. The grille has a chrome garnish which is not available in the Sigma variant. It starts from Delta. That chrome garnish actually adds to the appeal of the grille and to the front profile, but you do get halogen projector, halogen turn indicators and the halogen beam headlamp, just like you can see here. The turn indicators are obviously halogen, so there is absolutely zero treatment of LEDs in this variant. For that you will have to at least upgrade to the Delta Plus, which does get the DRL and the LED treatment. From the front it still has the same stance whichever variant you choose, so that's nice. And that chrome garnish is something that is actually a good plus from the base variant of the Sigma, which does not get any. Now for the side profile, the specifications obviously remain the same obviously across the variant car with a wheelbase of 2520 mm, which is nice. It gets turn indicators on the ORVM, which starts from the Delta variant. You get non-functional matte plastic roof rails, which is again a nice touch to the side profile and the overall stance of this car. You do not get any alloy wheels. For that you'll have to upgrade to at least Delta Plus, because this one gets simple steel wheels, but at least with wheel cover. The tire profile is 195/80 R16, so it's actually a good touch that they have given R16 instead of R15s even in the lower variants, so that's a nice touch. You get body color door handles, the fuel lid is simple squarish, but this cut for the integrated spoiler and how the roofline slopes towards the end actually makes the side profile and even the rear profile of this car. The best part is that it gets connected LED tail lamps across the variant lineup, so that's really nice, and people have a love-hate relationship. Some love the rear profile of this car, some do not like it. I personally love it. It has a very different stance as to what we have been seeing from the Maruti cars and even other cars, so that's nice. You get simple Fronx badging, no variant, no engine, nothing. It's just simple Maruti Suzuki badge and the Fronx badge. You get reflectors which are vertically placed. I would have liked if they were horizontally placed, but that's just me. You get a rear skid plate, and this is how the LED tail lamps look when it's simple the parking light is on. So apostrophe or inverted commas feel, but yes, it is LED and it does look really nice. You also get the spoiler with the shark fin antenna, and the rear profile again feels fresh and unique, so that's a nice touch. Now let's head to the interiors and the boot space of this car. So you do not get any power tailgate, obviously. You just simple get an electromagnetic button and it opens easily. You get a rear parcel tray which starts from this variant. You do not get that in the Sigma base variant. You obviously do not get any subwoofer, and there's no halogen lamp in the boot, which is kind of a miss. The rear parcel tray is nice. You obviously get the fifth wheel, which is a steel wheel, but it's a 15-incher. It's not a 16-incher. So but that's normal for cars of this price segment. you have to close it. There is no power tailgate on offer, which is very understandable given the segment. So that was for the boot. The boot space is a 308 liters, so that's decent at best. The problem begins with opening of the door because they are really light and the door pad is completely finished in plastic apart from this fabric which is on the door armrest. It's the quality feels decent at best. The plastic could have been better. This could have been chrome. It gets chrome, but from Delta Plus and the upper variants. But this Delta one gets a simple black plastic handle. So the plastic treatment still feels on the lower side. Now coming to the interiors, there's nothing to write home about really, but still a decent space to be in because there's decent amount of legroom. The thigh support is adequate. The headroom is good because obviously there's no sunroof and the roof line although slopes down, but it does not eat up into the headroom. So that's good. There's no center console armrest. You get 3 headrests, which is a very nice touch indeed. And just to confirm, there is no armrest. I double checked. I thought there was one, but there isn't any. The grab handles are good in quality. They go slowly, they come down slowly, softly, which is nice. This is how the dashboard looks like. Good use of colors. I like the very nice shade of maroon. You get the touchscreen, but it's a 7-inch touchscreen instead of a 9-inch Smart Play Pro Plus one, which you get in the upper variants. There are no rear AC vents, which is kind of a letdown, but okay, you are paying a decent amount of money. You get that in the upper variants. You get a 12-volt socket with some space to keep your phone and some other stuff. You do not get any magazine holders. Magazine holders could have been there, but that's just me expecting a lot. The rear seat experience is decent. The good part is that you get a lot of airy feeling since the window line is nice and low, so you do get that airy feeling. The only thing I would have expected or rather liked is a better quality for the door pads because that plastic is a letdown and the experience could have been a lot more better actually if the things were better in terms of plastic. Now for the front door pads, you get a slightly different treatment in terms of colors because there is use of maroon plastic as well with the combined fabric for the door armrest. So that's nice, although it is completely hard plastic when it comes to the plastic area. The fabric obviously feels soft. You get a bottle holder, and this variant gets the electrically adjustable ORVM. You get 4 power windows, door lock and unlock button, and the window lock button. The auto is only available for the front driver seat. You do not get any height adjustability in this variant. You get that in the upper variants, but you can adjust the recline angle of the seat. Obviously you get 2 pedals because this one is the automatic, so simple 2 pedals. You can open the fuel lid and the bonnet through those 2 knobs. As you can see right there's some space. There's no nice and cute pocket like we have in the Honda City, the Vernas, and even the Ciaz for that matter. You get the auto start stop enabler button, there's the traction control button, and obviously the headlight leveler. You do not get the engine start stop button because that's available only for the upper variants. I think that starts from Zeta. So the Delta variant does not get the engine start stop button, and obviously not even the Sigma. What is, however, an addition from the Sigma to the Delta, if you go for the Delta variant, is the steering mounted controls for the infotainment system. You do not get that in the base variant of the Sigma. You obviously also get the call function, the hang up and the picking up of the calls from the steering itself. There is no leather wrap as such. The good part is that it gets 3 spokes, but I miss a little bit of silver lining or chrome on the third spoke. It just feels too plasticky. You can adjust the tilt aspect of the steering wheel, but it's not telescopic. You do get that in the upper variants of the Fronx, but you get 2 simple stocks for headlight and the wipers. It does not get any auto headlamps as such. Now for the instrument cluster, it's a very simple, clean, neat looking typical Maruti Suzuki instrument cluster with a black and white MID right in between. That's a 4-inch MID, but yes, the left one houses the tachometer, the right one houses the speedometer. The simple lights are there, so nothing to talk about as such. The only thing is that it's still controllable through sticks. I so wish that they could have given some buttons on the right side of the steering wheel just to control that even simple black MID, and that stays across the variant lineup, which is kind of a sad part. Now this is the touchscreen, which is the Smart Play Pro. It's not the Smart Play Pro Plus, so that plus part is missing, and that's why this is the 7-inch version. It still does get the wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which is very nice, and I actually like the interface of the new Maruti Suzuki infotainment, the Smart Play Pro thing. But the only thing is that this matte plastic across the touchscreen is something which really bothers me. It could have been much better if it was just simple touchscreen without that black ugly housing. I understand why they have done that because they have maintained the same dashboard across and there is a bigger version of that infotainment system. So just keep that housing in the dashboard and just fit a bigger touchscreen. So I get that It is more convenient for production, but it does not look good in this variants, and just feels that the customer is missing out on something, and that space feels empty. However, talking about the touch screen, the touch is very responsive, it's very clean, the screen is crisp, it's bright. You get the audio controls for the balance and the fader. The good part is that it gets an inbuilt speaker setup, which you do not get in the Sigma variant. It gets a 4 speaker setup, and the vehicle settings, the system settings, the basic ones can be controlled through here. There's a notification window from the top. You can have widgets and simple things which you can just scroll down from the touchscreen and then turn on or off and adjust it. It's a good, decent setup for the infotainment, and at this price point it's really nice. The hazard lamp button is placed right in the center, so that's nice. You get this silver bracket lining thing running across this carbon fiber kind of plastic, which is nice, so that's a very nice design touch. The AC control is very cute. It's very small, but it does the job pretty nicely. You get automatic climate control across the variants lineup, even in the Sigma, so that is very nice. You get one 12-volt socket and one USB socket. There is no Type-C on offer. You do not get any wireless charger in this variant. Simple 2 cup holders in terms of practicality, but you do miss out on the center console armrest, which at this point in this era does feel like a miss. You get the automatic gearbox in this one, which is a 5-speed AMT. So this gear knob feels really nice. It feels really premium to hold, and nice job done in terms of the gear knob feel. Really nice. You get a simple glove box, no cool function, no lamp as such, and simple plastic. And the dashboard is mainly plastic. There is no soft touch on offer. You get a day-night inside rear mirror. You get simple cabin lamps. There is no sunroof, obviously. There is no LED treatment for the cabin lamps. You do get a mirror in the sun visor on the co-driver side, but you do not get any mirror or any lamp whatsoever in the driver side of the sun visor of the driver side. There is no seatbelt adjustment. The bolstering is decent, but it still feels clumsy and soft. So the foam is there, but it just feels a little bit non-sturdy, if I may. The headrests are adjustable, which is nice, and that is primarily for the interior and the features of the Maruti Suzuki Delta variant Fronx. You get 2 airbags as standard. You get hill hold, which is nice. You get ABS with EBD, which is standard across the variants because of the safety norms which the Indian government has laid out. So in terms of safety, the Sigma and Delta are pretty much the same. You also get the electronic stability program, rear defogger, and rear parking sensors. The essential features that this one misses out on, which you obviously will get in the Zeta if you want to upgrade, is a rear view camera, which could have been there, a rear washer and wiper, and a front console armrest. I think those were the features that this misses out on. But then again, if you have the money, you can upgrade to Zeta. But the real question is, which one should you buy and which one is the best value for money? Now we'll start from Sigma, which is the base variant. The 1.2 liter manual Sigma costs around 7,50,000, and the Delta 1.2 manual costs around 8,30,000. So that's around a difference of 80 to 85,000 ex showroom. Does it make sense for you to upgrade from base variant to Delta? I will say yes, because the front profile has a better stance. You get important features like electrically adjustable ORVMs, you get turn indicators on the outside rear mirrors, you get an infotainment screen which you do not get in the Sigma, you get a speaker system which you do not get in Sigma, and you get voice assistance, you get steering wheel mounted control. So yes, I would say that 80,000 difference, if you can do that, the jump from Sigma to Delta is justified. The difference between the the Delta manual and the Delta automatic is 55,000. That's completely a personal preference. If you're on a budget, the manual would be a good choice to go, because 1.2 liter petrol in manual is the safest choice that you can make, that too in a Maruti. But if you want to opt the 1 liter turbo petrol, the base option that you will get is the Delta Plus, which is significantly costlier than the Delta 1.2 liter. That Delta Plus 1 liter turbo petrol will cost you 9.73 ex showroom with just 2 additional features, which is a 16-inch alloy wheel and the LED DRLs. Again, a personal preference. Someone looking for Fronx on a budget, the 1.2 manual Delta makes complete sense, because if you are looking for more comfort features which are not offered in Delta but are offered in Zeta, you have to be also reminded that Zeta is only offered in 1 liter turbo petrol, which makes things very costly. The Zeta variant 1 liter turbo petrol manual starts from 10.56. So that's a huge jump. That's a jump of almost around 2 lakh rupees. Actually, more than that, 2.5 lakh rupees. And we are not even talking about the RTO cost and the insurance cost. And obviously, that is progressive. So those cost on 8 lakhs versus those cost on 10.5 lakhs, things will get significantly higher. So if you're interested for an hatchback slash crossover within a 10 lakh price segment, this specific variant of the Maruti Suzuki Fronx should be the one to go for. So this was the review of the Maruti Suzuki Fronx Delta variant from me. Thank you for staying till the very end of this video, and do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Your subscribing this channel goes a long way for me and my channel, and I would love to bring you content on more cars and more such reviews. Do not forget to like this video if you like the content, so that YouTube algorithm recommends this to other people as well. Keep watching Throttle Up.